What makes the base model iPad mini 6 truly remarkable? It's not its power, not its screen resolution, and definitely not its storage capacity. It's the form factor, and the convenience and usability that goes along with it. Since I got it almost 3 years ago, it proved to me that its main advantage as an everyday tech essential is not about raw power or pixel perfection. It's about fitting seamlessly into my life as a creative professional. If you're new to this channel, my name is Emmy, an architect and design professional who loves tech, everyday carry, and productivity principles. In this video, I'm sharing my 2024 iPad mini 6 setup and how it fits into my everyday life, along with some favorite apps that I rely on. As usual, if you're interested in any of the items listed in this video, links are provided in the description below. I want to start by showing you guys my homepage. This is where I navigate through my apps and files, and I set it up to be as simple as possible. I customized my icons to be minimal and flat to make it easier on the eyes, and I paired this fresh wallpaper pack that I made to give the iPad a sleek, understated, but aesthetic minimal look. If you're interested in getting the icon pack and wallpaper for yourself, link is in the description. Moving on to the apps that I use, starting with my favorite note-taking app, which is Apple Notes. By far, Apple Notes is still my current go-to. The best thing about Apple Notes is that it's free and already built in the device. It's a very minimal and straightforward app to use and syncs perfectly throughout my Apple devices. It serves as my catch-all for general ideas, which I use as a guide for bigger projects. With the iPad mini, I can easily use my Apple Pencil to swipe from the bottom right of the screen for quick note-taking. The great thing about the native Notes app is that it also lets you draw on it, making it much faster to jot down notes by hand. This eliminates a lot of steps and makes brainstorming ideas a breeze. For organization, I make folders per topic, and once the ideas are distilled and a certain project is a go, I transfer them to Notion, which is my next favorite app to use. I've now shifted my entire digital life organization to Notion. Whether it's managing travel plans, keeping track of groceries, or running my YouTube channel, I've crafted dedicated pages for nearly every facet of my life. So what's great about Notion is that it's highly customizable to your preferences. You can choose to make a simple page and start writing in it, or you can build systematic workflows that can be used to make your projects more efficient and well managed. In my use case, I organize my Notion workspace with just 3 major pages. Home, where all my ideas, goals, mindset, and personal data belong. Workspace, where all my projects, including the channel and other ventures, belong. And Tasks, which is my daily go-to reference page to check my to-dos. It's that simple. It also syncs throughout my devices, and the iPad mini 6 is the perfect everyday device to check my Notion documents. In fact, I use Notion to help me organize my channel and content creation venture. A real-life example for me is that I use Notion on my computers to write and organize my scripts for either YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram, and then use the iPad mini 6 as a device for referencing my shot lists without me turning on my computers during the shoot. I'm considering making a Notion tour in the future and teaching simple ways to use it, so let me know in the comments below if you're interested. Next up is Notion Calendar. It's a new release from Notion, and it still doesn't have a fully integrated iPad version yet, but I installed it on my iPad mini as a widget for a quick overview of my calendar and tasks. What's great about it is that I can have a quick glance at my content calendar and daily tasks since the Notion pages are in sync with it. For now, it finds its home in my iPad as a widget, but when the developers release an iPad version eventually, I can imagine it being the main calendar app that I will use. I also like using the mini as a secondary screen. With a sidecar option, it's the perfect monitoring device for softwares I use such as Logic Pro, Premiere Pro, and even Lightroom. This is something I recently did out of boredom, but now I feel like it's going to be a part of my workflow when editing. Sketching ideas is an integral part of my workflow, both as an architect and as a creative in general. I'm still using my favorite sketching and illustration app, which is Procreate. I use this to visualize my ideas and draw over floor plans and write some callouts for my projects. I also find the size of the iPad mini to be perfect when doing this. I do understand, however, though, that when it comes to bigger projects, an iPad Pro with an Apple Silicon chip might be able to deliver more power when using softwares like these. When editing photos, especially on trips, I find that using Lightroom on the iPad mini is also sublime. It is able to process images fast enough, and this has always been my go-to editing tool for more than a decade now. Using the mini instead of a laptop when photo editing delivers a different experience, since portability is a factor to consider when traveling. The only issue that I encountered so far is its limited storage capacity. Because I use the iPad mini for productivity and editing as well, I realized that I should have opted for a bigger storage instead of the base model. I picked up reading again after taking a break from it for a few months, and Kindle has been my go-to e-reader app. Apple Books is also an app I use since they offer some interesting books as well. The size of the iPad mini is close to the size of a book, and reading on it is quite convenient as well. Whenever I read, I make sure that I turn the notifications off and put the device on airplane mode to turn off all distractions. The iPad mini is also a great music hub to control the music around the house. It's connected to my Spotify account, which is also connected to our Google Home speakers. Whenever I want to play music, it's great to have a control center that has a big enough screen for enjoyment. Recently, I picked up the Nothing Ear 2s as an alternative to my AirPods Pros, and I find the noise cancellation to be superb and it's designed to be unique. I like Nothing's design language, and it's worth mentioning that their products are also quite good in terms of build quality and user experience. So when I'm listening to music on Spotify or listening to my band's demo songs for monitoring, the iPad mini paired with the Nothing Ear 2s is a great setup for me. I also use the iPad mini as a control center when controlling the lights in my office space. In this setup, I dock it on the Bank's foldable magnetic stand, which sits on my desk, and I use Google Home to control the lights. This makes it easier to adjust the lighting when transitioning from day to night. Now let's talk about this awesome iPad stand for the iPad mini 6. It's made of aluminum that has a similar color to space gray, and it can be rotated 360 degrees as well as be tilted to your liking. I've been using this for a few months now, and this is where my iPad mini rests and docks when I'm using it in the office. Whenever I go out and bring the iPad mini with me, I tuck it in my Elements deck case from alpakagear. It's a sleek case with plenty of interior pockets that can house several accessories, but what I like about it is that it feels like it's made specifically for the iPad mini. It has a sleeve that fits the iPad nicely and a pen holder which can be handy when you want to secure your Apple Pencil as you travel and work outside the office. This tech case comes in different colorways, but I chose this dark green one to spice things up a bit. Alpaka also updated their zippers to be more silent and removed the divider to make the interiors more spacious. They also added a D-ring below for added stability when traveling. For my choice of cases, I still rotate between the Smart Folio in black from Apple, the Snap Case and Stand from Moft, and the origami-styled Snap Float Folio from Moft. Each of these cases have different purposes for me. Whenever I travel, I choose to house the iPad in the Snap case because it protects the side of the iPad mini. It has a more rugged feel and protection to it, which is an advantage for on-the-go scenarios. For productivity, I like using the Snap Float Folio because it offers different combinations and angles. It's more versatile in this use case. And for lounging around and watching on the iPad mini, I use the Smart Folio since it's lighter and has a more simple structure to it, which makes it easy on the hands. And that's my simple iPad mini 6 setup for 2024. I truly enjoyed curating these apps and accessories with essentialism in mind, and I hope you got some ideas for your own iPad setup. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and share it with your friends. If you have any questions, ask and I'll do my best to answer them. For behind the scenes and updates, follow me on Instagram and TikTok. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!